You ready?
There is a connection between the paranormal, UFOs, and the myths of ancient history. The clues are scattered across the landscape from a forbidden past, maybe even in your own backyard. There is a connection between the true nature of our reality, consciousness, and the unexplained. I'm Carl the Crusher. Let's explore the unknown. And there was several witnesses that actually saw this thing reportedly this morning get shot down over the ranch or disappear or something happen. The team that they had up there prior to Jeff, they were looking for rumors of something buried under the ranch that was possibly transmitting a signal when there was certain constellations overhead, and there's all kinds of paranormal stuff that occurs. Luke and Kyle actually requested to stay in the shaman's cabin, or in the shaman's hotel. That is the room right there, and the room right next to it is the miner's room, or we've also nicknamed it the dream catcher, because the shaman entity tends to go back and forth between the two.
Oh, it's a dark corridor.
Dude, let me see.
It's a long hallway.
Whoa, no.
To the roof, right?
It's like the attic, yeah.
Oh, it's the, yeah.
So the idea is you can detect part of the spectrum that normally you can't see. And sometimes it sounds like there's people walking around, so I started filming. Good morning, you guys. I am here in the miner room, or the dreamcatcher room, right next to the shaman room. I just spent the night here. And I gotta tell you, we came up here because I've been doing a lot of research here because there's paranormal activity that goes back and forth between some of these rooms. My two boys are sleeping in the room next door. Knick-Knack, Jeff's wife, who lives up here, has been caretaking, and she's been complaining that there's been suffering from headaches and vertigo and stuff like that. And just 2 days ago, they shot down like a balloon overhead and everything. But I'm telling you, what Knick-Knack was telling me was that she keeps feeling like the bed is vibrating, and she gets this dizziness all night last night while I was trying to sleep through the night. I was feeling like the bed was like boo, like there was a pulsing vibration, like a sinking vroom, vroom feeling going through the bed and through my body. And I felt like I was like floating up out of my body and like dropping down through the bed. Super strange. So it'll be interesting to see if the guys next door had anything happen, or if that's been similar to what they've been experiencing at their house. Kyle's first one up. So I had a weird night, and I'm not going to tell you what happened to me yet, but I want to hear what happened to you. You said you had a nightmare?
I had a nightmare. So, okay, me and Luke were sleeping in the shaman room, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, I had a nightmare that the ghost of the shaman was chasing me around and stuff. So, like, we were in the room, and there's, like, cameras in places and stuff, but it wasn't, like, how it looks out there. It was, like, a hallway in, like, a hotel.
Yeah.
And the ghost was, like, a bright green on the camera, on, like, a security camera, and I was, like, watching my phone. And you said, like, Kyle, how did you not see it? It was, like, chasing you. It was, like, chasing you, but you couldn't see it because you were watching your phone. You weren't paying attention.
So it was like you were dreaming that you were too busy, like
I was
looking
dreaming
at your
like
phone.
I was the security camera. Like I was.
You were looking through a security camera, or you were?
Yeah, I was looking at myself through a security camera, and I could see the ghost go like back and forth and stuff. It was weird.
And you could, so tell me what the shaman looked like in your dream.
It kind of just looked like a Native American guy that you'd usually see in like movies. That's how it looked in my dream. It didn't really look like how Bob Bigelow saw him and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever heard any description of how Bob Bigelow has seen him before. What did he look like as far as like dressed and stuff? Did you have
I
any
couldn't really
details?
tell because he was like half sticking through the wall.
He was like
Like,
phasing through the walls.
yeah, so you know like Han Solo in the Star Wars movie when he's trapped in like the stone and stuff? He kind of looked like that, except half of his upper body was sticking out of the wall.
So he was, okay.
And he
So
was, like,
that's
right in the
interesting.
top.
So when we were here with, okay, I'm gonna flip my camera around.
I woke up at like 4 in the morning and couldn't sleep, so I just stayed up.
You've been up since 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kyle slept in the shaman room with Luke. Luke is still sleeping?
He's awake, just
Okay.
like not really.
Okay, so you saw what looked like the shaman running around on like security cameras, like chasing you and stuff, but then he was coming like, like phasing through the wall, like Han Solo in Carbonite.
Like, you know when you see someone peek through a door, but like it's half their body? Kind of looked like that, except it was like peeking over something.
So when I was here with my friend Chris Lado from Lado Files, he's also filming. He filmed a whole series up here on his YouTube channel at Mount Wilson Ranch. But we put the Halo headsets on from Museum of Tarot, and we did a group meditation right here in this room on the couches. And he said that he saw what looked like a portal, like a spiraling energy thing.
I saw like a laser light show, but it was like a flower trying to get away. It seemed like something was trying to get away and it was being like pulled back in.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a flower trying to like burst away, but then it was getting just continually pulled back.
Like
Like
a
a
sacred,
cartoon
like a
character.
sacred geometry type of thing.
Like a cartoon character.
We got to get you a headset
Flower.
to hold that better for you. Cause
Some more details are
But it was
coming
no
out.
fish
So you were
related.
saying it was like a star moving in and out or whatever, like a pattern, but really it was like,
I mean,
describe it now again, what you just said.
but I don't know if it's from your own brain, you know. But
I don't either,
imagine
but
the-
we're just trying to collect this.
You know that
serendipity.
movie, like where it's the freaky movie where the girl comes out of the TV screen.
The poltergeist.
The one, no, it's she's in the well, and she comes out with the
Grudge.
hair over her face.
The Grudge?
And she's got the long hair over her face. She crawls out
The
of
well?
the TV and she moves.
The
up
ring,
here.
the ring.
The ring.
Sorry, God, I'm just like
Yes,
playing,
yes, and it goes
we're playing charades here.
Yes.
Charades.
And I was like,
So that's really what the sense you got?
I mean, that's the impression I got. Yeah, it's fun.
So like
And then
something
but then it
trying,
was like something couldn't get out. And it was
Something
like,
trying to get
it was
out of
something
them.
trying to get out, but it would be squeezed back in. It's like the impression I got.
what?
Where's my police clearance there, Colonel?
And then I was like, right.
What, dude? That's crazy. Like
But
Stranger
I didn't get
Things,
any,
like something trying to get out of a hole, like out of a tunnel.
or just some, I don't know, yeah, or it's my mind messing with me.
Yeah, who knows, right? Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've like seen impressions of the shaman and stuff like that, but they've been more like gift exchange, personal things, not like chasing me around like a Hello Neighbor nightmare horror game.
And then I saw my father, my son being born, like, and like shocks of life, like, it was intense. That was intense.
It's the Gateway experience or Gateway method came from the Monroe Institute, which is
I don't know that.
go to CIA.gov and type in Gateway experience, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
CIA.gov,
Yeah, CIA's website. Watch that.
and they have it, yeah.
But anyway, it's the Monroe Institute. They were partnered up with the Stanford Research Institute guys, this NIDS, who was all up here too. And
So it's basically just been like consciousness research, trying to get people into astral projection in various states, but they were also using some of the Monroe tapes privately published for Army INSCOM to do remote viewing, remote viewing state. And the thought is that after that point, the Monroe Institute became basically a money plant. But the methodology and the technology actually works. It's just whether or not it's been tainted.
Let's go over some historical context so everyone understands what we're about to do. Here's our team standing at Mount Wilson Ranch in front of the motel, the same motel where Bob Bigelow took the NIDS team and had his paranormal encounter with the ghost shaman in Motel Room 1. Here you have Hal Putoff, Jacques Vallée, Colm Kelleher, and Bob Bigelow and the rest of the team standing in the same spot. We also have Bob Bigelow, Jacques Vallée, and Hal Putoff standing above the meadow at Mount Wilson doing some kind of research there. Follow Hal Putoff throughout this story. It gets interesting. We've got Hal Putoff, Kit Green, Russell Targ, and Pat Price in the next photo. These guys invented remote viewing and built the psychic spy program at Stanford that was used by the CIA. They were remote viewing everything from Russia to UFOs to Skinwalker Ranch and beyond. Hal Putoff, Phil Corso, George Knapp, and Colonel Alexander. NIDS, Bass, ATIP, Project Chameleon, aka Skinwalker Ranch, To the Stars Academy, Mount Wilson Ranch, they're all connected. You've got Hal Putoff, Lou Elizondo, and Eric Davis in the next photo. Here's Bigelow, Tom DeLonge, Elizondo all together. On September 14th, 1993, Bigelow, Linda Moulton Howe, Stephen Greer, Lawrence Rockefeller, and a whole team of notable people were at the Rockefeller Ranch in Wyoming. The current owner of Mount Wilson Ranch, Jeff McBurney, purchased the property directly from Bob Bigelow, and he said that soon after, one of the Rockefellers actually came to the property and said they wanted Jeff to take him to see the portal. The Rockefeller initiative included some major players. Here he is with an autographed photo with President Ronald Reagan. Reagan was announcing his Star Wars program, which included everything from MK Ultra to the MX missile program. Mount Wilson Ranch was a potential location for the MX missile site until archaeologists ran into a load of indigenous artifacts and multiple encounters with skinwalkers, the shaman, and even extraterrestrial encounters that began on the ranch. Here's Bigelow in front of the fireplace in the ranch, the same fireplace rumored to be designed by Howard Hughes himself, the same location we are researching today. NIDS was actively researching at Mount Wilson Ranch, and you can see in the photos in front of the motel, there's Hal Putoff. Keep your eye on him because he is going places with Bob Bigelow, and it might surprise you where. Bob Bigelow, Jacques Vallée, and Hal Putoff are going directly to Skinwalker Ranch. Hal Putoff, Eric Davis, Eric Bard, and Brandon Fugel. There they are, standing at Skinwalker Ranch. Eric Davis was one of the original physicists and researchers supposedly conducting research at Skinwalker Ranch. Eric Davis has interesting connections to some highly public figures in the UFO community. Jeremy Corbell, Gary Nolan, and Gary Nolan is the Stanford research scientist who's been going on Fox News and the New York Post claiming that people who come into contact with UFOs and paranormal phenomena can have health effects called interference syndrome. Similar MRI brain scans have been conducted on my friend Chris Bartell while he was working at Skinwalker Ranch. If you're surprised where Hal Putoff is currently working, he is alongside Tom DeLonge at To the Stars Academy. Here he is listed on the advisory board right there on their main website. And this brings us back to Mount Wilson Ranch. Here we are, back at the hill, above the meadow at Mount Wilson Ranch with Bob Bigelow, Jacques Vallée, and Hal Putoff. Hopefully all of this information comes full circle back to Mount Wilson from Skinwalker Ranch and you see the connected pieces. The big part of this that connects is Chris Bartell. Chris has worked at Area 51, the Nevada test site, Nellis Air Force Base, and over 6 years as a lead security officer at Skinwalker Ranch, where he was asked and tasked several times to conduct psychic experiments, including trying to levitate things and do remote viewing similar to the research done at the Stanford Research Institute. The way that Chris Bartell was able to keep himself clear and his mental sanity intact was by spending his time with the dogs. Chris Bartell took me to Skinwalker Ranch personally and helped me meet the team, search for petroglyphs, retell stories, and recount paranormal experiences that we've had with the team, and even do research and collaborations outside the ranch and beyond. We've been able to explore underground tunnel systems, conducting infrasound tests, and using EMF and radiation sensors in underground aquifer sensors and around Skinwalker Ranch, looking for the source of energy that might act as a portal to another dimension or a gateway that unlocks human consciousness.
And what's cool is we're going to be doing it on the EEG machine, and Lato's going to be filming it. So we'll see what the results are of my brainwaves.
be receiving?
Yeah, his perceptive. That's the areas that are
Receiving.
visual cortex. It says receiving visuals.
Communication. So you're seeing communication between neurons.
There it is. And that's psychic ability. That's he's getting something in. And he's coming back to normal state because he's getting more pinks and purples. He's coming back to alpha.
Whoa.
This is that protocol you were talking
Yeah.
about to reach a meditative state.
Yeah, to get clear and make contact and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, get into that right ideal state of mind with the theta waves. And he put his hand on my shoulder like this, and we put our foreheads together. And shit. And then I gave him tobacco with my left hand, and then next to my hand, he offered like an arrowhead, like a point.
I was just like standing still though. I was like about to open the door and I was just watching my phone.
Yeah.
Because through the security camera, that's what I would see. And he would like, he ran through the hall and then he went through the wall and then peeked back through.
Wow.
Like it almost looks like he's trying to hop a wall and he's like halfway over.
Like he's like jumping up over and looking like that, but he's coming through a wall, not actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I was up here with a group last time, I can't actually talk about that group or what we were doing up here. We were up here for a secret research project that's all coming out in June. But there was people in that crew who've never been here before that was waking up with night terrors, and they were like, yelling in their sleep and stuff. But they were all down in the lower hotels. So maybe today we should walk around and look at the place and maybe check the rooms and stuff. First of all, we also got to talk to Luke when he gets over here and see what happened to him. All right, we got everybody here. I'm gonna flip my camera around. We got Nick Nack and Luke and Kyle. Everybody had like a weird night's sleep. And part of why I came up here is because Nick Nack's been having weird dizzy spells and interesting stuff. And I just had the same thing happen to me. So really quick, so you guys know what I had happen to me all night was the same thing you were telling me, this sense of like there's almost like a train car going underground. I laid there and I got woken up probably 4 or 5 times, and I swear it felt like, and I even put my hands down on the mattress on the bed and was laying there feeling it. And I sat up and was looking around in the room, and the same thing. I haven't got dizzy or anything, but I mean, Kyle had a total nightmare and you've been experiencing it. It's just been strange. So Kyle already told his story. He had like almost like a 5 nights at Freddy's where he was looking, like had a dream where he was looking through night vision security cameras, and the shaman was like passing through walls like a ghost and then trying to come out through a wall.
Really?
Yeah. Kind of
crazy.
strange like that. But you've been having like dizzy spells. Maybe tell everybody what's been going on with you up here.
Like 4 or 5 days ago, I got up to put my shoes on and I started to get dizzy. And then it just started to get stronger and stronger. So it's probably about 5 days. And I'm still dizzy.
Yeah, so having vertigo. And you did you even go to the doctor, you said?
Yeah, he called it the vertigo.
Vertigo, yeah. But that's something interesting, like the dizziness, and you were feeling the vibration as you go to bed and all that too, you were saying yesterday.
About a month now I've been feeling that vibration. When I lay down to go to bed, I feel it.
Almost like there's a pulsing energy coming up through, or almost like a train going underground or something.
Yeah, I always think someone's out, like it's a motor or something outside. And then when I look, it's in the middle of the night and there's nothing there.
Right.
And when I put my head down, I hear it again.
So did you have anything happen to you, Luke?
Okay, so I didn't have anything I would say paranormal happen, but I did, like the whole time I was sleeping, it felt like my brain was like split in half to where I was like, almost like when I have night terrors when I'm half in the dream world and half on this world, except for there wasn't like anything like crazy happening, but I just had the sense I was laying down, but I couldn't tell if I was asleep or not the whole night, basically. And then I kept waking up, and Kyle was awake because he had his nightmare, and then I didn't have any sense of time because I was like, I don't know if it's been half an hour, 10 minutes, or like 10 hours. So, I don't know, that's what happened with me.
And you've been up since 4 o'clock, Kyle?
Yes.
Because you couldn't sleep?
Yeah. I keep waking up, I was like, Kyle, what are you doing? He's like, I had a nightmare. I'm like, okay. I was like, I cannot tell what time of day it is at all.
He's like, hey, what time is it? I'm like, it's like 6 in the morning. He's like,
And do you remember when we had that crew here last time? They had the guy down in the bunkhouse that woke up screaming out loud in his sleep. You heard about that?
Yeah,
It's so strange what's going on. So we're just gonna have bacon and eggs, cook some breakfast up, and then me and the boys are actually gonna go on a hike up to the shaman's house where some of the extraterrestrial appearances have happened to the original caretaker of the property, and maybe go on an excursion around and look to see if we can find any scraps or spot anything from whatever some of the locals saw shot out of the sky the other day. Cook in the kitchen, cook in the kitchen. Luke is the chef. He's cooking breakfast up. Look at all this bacon and eggs. That's also something that we've been trying to talk about, is if people come up here in tour groups, how are we gonna provide catered meals and all that cool stuff. Boys are trying their hand at some pellet gun action. What are you guys even targeting?
So we have a little
So I
stick
set up 2
leaned up
logs.
against that tree,
You guys-
and then there's one behind that
So-
little stick.
Oh, you guys have targets down there leaning up. So you guys are just practicing right off the patio here. Did you get it?
Again, yeah.
Nice. I've actually been working all day taking photographs of all the different hotel rooms and places that people can rent to come and stay. And these guys have been sledding and riding 4-wheelers, shooting pellet guns, doing all kinds of cool stuff, hiking around. And so they found this awesome sled hill. They've been going up and down on the ATV, having a good time. Check this out. Let's see if he can even make it around the turn. Is he gonna make the turn? That's so awesome. This is actually Craw Creek right here. This is where the old stagecoach used to pull up, and then people would go stay in the original settlers cabin right there to go up to the mines.
I'm covered in snow.
You are, it looks pretty cool. But in the summertime, this is gonna be awesome on electric bikes and on the UTVs and 4-wheelers and stuff cruising all over here, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
So awesome.
All right, hey!
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's your turn.
Okay.
Kyle, you're gonna go now?
Okay, I'm gonna turn around.
So we're gonna be partnering with the UTV company, Ready to Rides, to actually bring some side-by-sides from Can-Am up here.
You'll be able to go a lot of places.
Everywhere you wanna go, yeah.
I'm going.
Okay, go to the top. We have been having a blast up here, and we've only been here one day, and so just been going around taking pictures of everything to update the website, get a lot of those options available so that maybe you can actually come and rent a stay here and hire me to come and be your tour guide, trying to keep it all open source that other people can come up here and participate. But we also got to make sure it's safe, you know. So Luke and Kyle are here having experiences, having interesting dreams at night. I'm having some weird vibrational anomalies, and we have all the strange phenomena and the energy signals that we've been gathering from the settlers cabin, and it seems like something transmitting some kind of a signal from underground, maybe the geology or something interesting out here in the meadow or underground. I don't know what's causing it. We're still trying to figure that out, but we have a lot of interesting leads, a lot of interesting clues. And so I think what we're going to do tonight is get some of our paranormal investigating equipment, our sensitive stuff out, and we're going to investigate some of these locations in the rooms, especially the shaman room where Kyle's having weird nightmares. And if the skies are clear and the weather's nice, then maybe we'll even break out the night vision and the thermal and stuff like that. Maybe see if we can do some UFO watching. We still got to get to the bottom of where some of the debris might be scattered around. We were gonna go hike and do all that today, but we got hung up doing a lot of other activities, and the kids just wanted to have fun at the ranch. So tomorrow we're going to
hike all the way up around the property and explore to see if we can find anything that may have got shot down by that jet the other day. I was just hiking them up to check out the shaman's house.
We gotta go down this.
And then I was telling them they need to go sledding down this hill. This needs to be the official sled hill right here.
Can I go grab it?
Right? Look at that. All the way down to the tree house at the bottom of the pond. So I think this is the official sled hill. What do you guys think? You just got to go all the way down there. Yeah, go down there and make sure that there's no like boulders or anything in the way. But honestly, I feel like if you go between those two bushes, you'll be okay. You might end up going like Mach 3, but this is like a pretty steep hill.
Yeah, right?
Don't be afraid to bail off if you got to.
Oh yeah, Luke, you'll be fine. Try to aim for the
You're seriously gonna get going like Mach 3 down this hill if you try it, dude.
Start filming, I start to go without a camera.
I just say just go first.
Just maybe go. I'll try to film it. Don't hurt yourself. If you got to put your feet down on the first trial run, it's up to you. You could try to film it if you want, but
I'll go first at it.
okay. Yeah, Woody's gonna chase you. Just try to go between the bushes. Be careful. Happy voyages. Ooh, he's cruising. Dude, that was easy. That wasn't as bad as we thought.
I thought you were gonna be going way fast.
Now you gotta go with the brakes off.
Yeah, so there's a little bump right before you hit that smaller bush over there.
Oh yeah.
You can kind of see it goes home.
Just follow his tracks down, and then it looks like there's a jump right at the peak.
Yeah.
There he goes.
Yeah. Boing! Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think once it's colder and there's like a layer of ice on the top, you'd fly down. Right?
Oh yeah.
That's so cool.
Odie, you are so funny. Odie's becoming everyone's favorite. She is hilarious. Careful, Luke. She get it? Yeah, she did. Good girl. So the idea is we want to fill this up with water in the summertime. All this snow is going to turn into runoff and water, fill the aquifer, and then we're going to put in a big slip and slide to go all the way down this hill. Boom! Maybe off a jump at the bottom. He is off the jump. He got the distance record. He's going through the reeds. Oh, he took one out. Nice. We've come to the moment where Luke and Kyle have gone to bed now. And so I am alone in the saloon in the lodge, and I'm going to be walking around, and we're going to try and see if we can see anything flying in the sky or anything hovering around at night, any moving orbs or stars. Also looking for orbs, entities, anything moving around. I've already heard something sounded like it was knocking on the wall back up there on the upper balcony. And then we get what looks like, got a flashlight out, movement that comes in and out of the doorway back here. Like it comes out behind the bar like a shadow and up on top of the bar. There have been previous videos where we've had a system that actually captured a figure doing that on camera. So we're gonna walk around, do some paranormal investigating tonight. I'm not gonna use the spirit box. We're just gonna go visual and optics with the night vision and kind of explore walking around alone, sort of as human bait. I don't know what I heard. It was like a knocking up there. What if I knock back like Bigfoot, like That's like what I heard. It was like this. It was like. I don't know. Let's just see. There is the bar back here has the mirrors. A lot of people see stuff upstairs in the mirrors, in the reflection. It's like a big white sheet thrown over top of something in there. I have this feeling like I want to go this way. Hello? What if I play the piano keys a little bit here? I don't know how to play anything. Did you hear that? Something like banged on the wall. That sounded like it was like on the other side of the wall. Let's try again. I'm telling you, it sounded like a boom, like a thud on the wall. Do we go in there? I just walked all the way around back into the saloon. I don't know what that was. I was just playing on the piano keys. And then it's like a boom on the wall, like something thudded on the wall on the other side, like trying to tell me to shut up. But now I've got that weird spooked out feeling like there's something following me around in here. It's probably just in my mind, but I'm gonna watch that clip back and see if I heard that or if the camera actually picked it up. So I was playing the piano keys down that hallway, and then I heard the knock through those doors on the other side of the wall. So maybe I'll open that door and we'll sit like at a table with our back to both and we'll talk and we'll see if we catch anything moving around. Tell me if you guys see anything. There we go. I have no idea what goes on here. I'm gonna go down the hall. Okay, I'm gonna knock twice. If there's anyone else in here that can hear me knock, why don't you knock back? We'll play a little game. I don't know, tell me if you saw anything. Something is knocking on the walls in here on me, guys. I started playing around on the piano and like knocking on the bar and the stairs, and now I come down here and I hear what sounds like something knock on the wall in a different part of the building. Weird. Well, it is the next morning. Last night, as you guys saw, I was going all over the place in this building, down the diner, in the saloon. And the experience was basically, anytime I would go to one part of the building, I would hear like a knock on the wall or a thud or something like that in a different part of the building or on the other side of the wall. And so like I would come in here and there would be nobody here. So I would look around here in this room, nothing. Come over here, play the piano and stuff, try to see if anything would happen. And then I would hear something go like on the wall down in the saloon. But what's interesting is that I came back over this morning and that door going into the lounge and the fireplace room was closed. But then I come in and this door is wide open going into the saloon. And then I'm like, I remember closing that door, shutting the building down for the night and going to bed last night. I mean, after I went out and I did look for UFOs, I walked out in the parking lot, I went out around by the settler's cabin, looked up in the sky until I was like shivering so bad I couldn't hardly stand it. I didn't even see a satellite. I saw one airplane fly over, nothing. There was no movement in the sky. It was just crystal clear and super cold. So I came back in, closed everything down, got all my stuff up and went to bed, and there was like nothing else that happened. But I come back in here, these doors are both left wide open. And I remember when I went to bed last night, after I was done filming, I closed them all up. So I closed that one down. I remember closing this door and it's wide open this morning. And I remember closing this door when I left. And for some reason it's wide open. So this one's open. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 doors in the building when I come back over this morning, left wide open. And I remember closing them when I went to bed last night. All last night it was so subtle. It was like anytime I'd walk somewhere, I would hear a thump or like a knock on the wall or something that sounded like wood popping. And you can never tell if it's just the old structure, this old building, like settling and moving around with the changing temperature, or if there's like a breeze outside. But sometimes it seems a little bit strange and interactive. And so it's interesting to come around at night, especially when you're alone, and see if you experience anything. Okay, now we're just piecing some stuff together. We're back here having a powwow again in the lodge with everybody all together. Trade me spots, Kyler. Go sit by Luke so we can all get on camera here. So I was the last one out of the building. Now I'm backlit really bad, but that's okay. I was the last one out of the building last night, and I closed all the doors down, including everything in the saloon. And you're saying, Knick-Knack, that you never came in this morning.
Nope, this is my first time over here.
So she hasn't been in the building yet. I was the last one out, first one in. And there was 1, 2, 3, 4 doors open this morning. And no joke, there was a fresh pot of coffee made. And the coffee was drank all the way down except for a little bit. And even when I opened the top of the coffee maker, steam came out of the coffee grounds like somebody was in the building, made a pot of coffee and left, opened all the doors. And none of us, we're the only ones up here and nobody's been here. So who did that? What the heck? Okay, hang on. You said something happened, Luke?
So it's weird. So last night, I had a normal sleep basically, but I was dreaming basically like I was around here. Like I remember vividly like walking around here doing stuff. And I remember it was a very vivid part in my dream. I remember looking at all the coffee cups by the coffee maker and like I was gonna pick a coffee cup.
Did you sleepwalk over here and make and drink a pot of coffee in your sleep, dude? What happened?
I had no idea. But I do remember like walking
What happened?
around. Like
You
but it
dreamed
felt
that
like
you
a
walked
dream.
around over here?
Yeah. That's all I had to say. Nothing like crazy happened.
Bro, were
I
your
just-
socks wet when you woke up?
No, I don't think so.
That's
I
so
didn't check it. That
weird.
is weird. Telling me to just pick a coffee cup. Like someone
Oh wait,
told-
you dreamed that Jeff was
like,
here
or
with you?
Like someone told me to just like pick a coffee cup because I couldn't decide which one to pick. That was pretty much it over there, but I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
so crazy. See, so I shut both of those doors plus the one where the ice machine is. This door was closed and I did close it. And then I had closed that door and then it was open.
when I got over here. And then what's weird was I closed that door again when I got here.
And then I came in.
And then you came
and
in,
it was open,
and it was
so I went
open
down and
again.
closed
So
it.
something's walking around here, opening and closing doors and stuff on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is on top of the ridge of the upper meadow here, all down below me. Looking for the UFO wreckage. Look at this, how beautiful this shot is up here. Mount Wilson is right up there behind me. All the way up to this lookout point we got up here. We are at the top of the upper meadow, and I just sat down to take a rest, catch my breath, and there's something very unusual on the rocks right here that doesn't make any sense to me at all.